Using just the homeopathics and other methods I had for the toxic metals, I was faced with people who were literally spinning out through the toxic metals going into their system. And there's an old saying about mad as a hatter, and in the old days when they made the hats, there was some mercury used in the lining, and the description of mad as a hatter described a person with toxic metal poison going actually quite mad. So that type of reaction to toxic metals is pretty traumatic, and I was having clients who would try it and then they would spin out, and then because they were unstable anyway, it ended up a difficult situation to work with them. Whereas, so the BioCleanse machine eliminated that. It would drag the toxic metals ionically straight out of the body into the bath without having to stay around in their bodies. So yeah, it was great. And it still is great. A typical patient will have gone either through the medical system and it got to a point where often they're cancer patients who are considered terminal, and the system doesn't want to use chemotherapy, radiotherapy. They just basically say go home and prepare for your death. And I've found that they're actually easier to work with than the ones that aren't quite so bad, where they want to give them all the treatment and drugs. But there can be clients from anybody going to a doctor who hasn't really found the results they want, or have some understanding of natural medicine and the problems within the conventional system, then they'll come to me. I think I started using the BioCleanse machine about 15 years ago. I was shown the machine by Nahia, and immediately I perceived at that point the way it was being used, which linked to my background before I got into health was jewelry. So in that understanding of electroplating, you have two wires, you have a brass ring on the end of one ring, and you have a piece of gold in the other, and it's in a bath of mild acid. And the gold from the lump of gold changes to ionic form, travels across the solution and deposits on the gold. Now, when I looked at the BioCleanse machine, I sort of perceived through the way the BioCleanse machine works. You've got a foot bath, your body is about 80% water, and you've got the anode and cathode and things in the water. So basically, I perceived that it would, instead of having to eliminate the toxic metals through the usual urinary systems in the body, you would actually drag it out ionically into the foot bath. So I, of course, at the same time, the machine they were using then, and I'm not sure the latest machines, but the water after a cleansing process with the BioCleanse was pretty oppressive. I mean, it was very dirty looking. And of course, there was a lot of, controversy over, is that from the copper plates or is that actual toxins? My focus was, okay, if I use it for removal of toxic metals, then that would be an asset in my business.
Harness the power of nature's frequencies to detox your body and take care of your family.